Fuming as humiliating footage resurfaces after China rolls out red carpet for Trump. President Donald Trump is currently in the midst of a nearly 2-week journey through Asia, which will see the U.S. president visit 5 countries who are key economic partners and allies in our defense against North Korea's escalating aggression. On Wednesday, Trump traveled to China, marking the 3rd leg of his historic trip, and the communist nation rolled out the red carpet to welcome him. While this was a momentous occasion for the president, the same cannot be said for his predecessor, Barack Obama, who is fuming today after some very humiliating video footage resurfaces from 1 year ago. The Chinese rolled out the red carpet for Donald Trump on Wednesday, treating the president and his wife Melania to a full military orchestra as they deplaned in the communist nation. As the American first family disembarked from Air Force One, they were met with a crowd of children happily waving American and Chinese flags in a gracious show of respect and diplomacy. Lest anyone think that this is simply par for the course when an American leader visits China, though a video has resurfaced from 1 year ago which shows a very different kind of welcome. The footage depicts then President Barack Obama landing in China September of 2016 ahead of the annual G20 summit, and there was no fanfare whatsoever. In fact, the Chinese refused to even provide a staircase for him to exit Air Force One, forcing Obama to descend from the rear of the presidential jet. A military honor guard and flag-waving school children greeted Trump when he arrived on Wednesday afternoon in China, the 3rd country in his 12-day Asia tour. Anyway, let's just take a quick look at the film will say everything.
President Obama will leave the G20 summit in China shortly, headed for Laos. The president wanted to broker a ground.
Let's go here.
Circumstance.
Wait.
Fictions on the news media. And ironically, that has made even small disagreements between the U.S. and China more public. Every head of state visiting China for the G20 summit was greeted with pomp and circumstance the moment their plane doors opened. But President Obama's arrival did not go smoothly. As he stepped off Air Force One, the red carpeted stairs were missing, forcing President Obama to use an alternate exit typically reserved for war zones. On the tarmac, a Chinese minder tried to block U.S. press access, screaming at a White House aide, "This is our country, this is our airport." Then he yelled at National Security Advisor Susan Rice and tried to prevent her from entering the president's motorcade. The Secret Service had to intervene. Rice told a reporter they did things that weren't anticipated. It was a sharp contrast to Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit to Washington last September, when Vice President Joe Biden greeted him at the plane door.
I would overcrank the significance of it.
President Obama downplayed the incident, saying his sizable entourage can be overwhelming for host nations, but he acknowledged the tension.
The seams are showing a little more than usual in terms of some of the negotiations and jostling that takes place.
If they want to deliver a message to the president, that's not the way they would do it.
Former principal advisor on Asia to President Obama, Jeffrey Bader, said the Chinese were not trying to embarrass the president.
I think it was just very aggressive security people on both sides who...
Okay, they're saying that. Now let's take a quick look over here at Trump. Let's see the stairs. They have the red stairs. Look at that. And here. He's meeting everybody. Yeah. They can tell who is good and who's not. That's basically the bottom line. Yeah, whoever took this footage now is an idiot. Well, as you can see, that's what happens to Obama. Okay, Donald Trump reacts to President Obama's lackluster China arrival.
China has virtually total control over North Korea, but they say they don't because they want to tweak us. Look at our president. They wouldn't even give him stairs to come out of Air Force One. Okay?
Don't you love him?
All right? And they probably say on that, gee, we couldn't get him there, you know. When I saw that yesterday, did everybody see that? Where he couldn't get off the plane? So he had to get off on the kind that dropped down, but that's really meant for the crew. That's so that when they fix the plane, they go up on those stairs. The whole thing is just, it's insane. You know, it's interesting with the president, because I saw that yesterday with the stairs. He went to Saudi Arabia and the top people didn't greet him, right? He went to Cuba and Castro, the brother, was not there to greet him. And I said to myself, you know, if that happened, I'd land, I'd hear he's not there to pay respect to the country, not to him, to pay respect to our country. I would say, thank you very much, fellas, that's okay, close it up, boom, let's go back to Washington. I would. I would.
I believe it too.
Let's go back to Washington. And the scene on the airport tarmac yesterday where this young woman is fighting with these Chinese people, and they're saying, this is our country, this isn't your country. Wow. Wow. And just so you understand, we are very good to China. And I have great respect for China. I make a lot of money with China. China's great. I don't hold it against them. I hold it against our leaders for allowing this to happen.
Absolutely.
With the trade and the trade deficits. The trade deficits are massive. $500 billion trade deficits. No, I hold it against our leaders. I respect China. I mean, our people should be doing that to them. But it doesn't work out that way. So, you know, nothing against China. I have the largest bank in the world as a tenant of mine. I sell condos to people in China. I sell to everybody. But that we allow this to happen. And then we land on Air Force One. And I was saying, in the history of Air Force One, which is long and distinguished, these are the only 3 times where incidents like this have taken place. Think of it. Lands in Cuba, doesn't have high officials to greet him. Lands in Saudi Arabia, which we protect. If we didn't protect Saudi Arabia, they would be gone. Okay, they would be gone. But lands in Saudi Arabia, and they don't have the high officials to greet them, their highest officials. And I said to myself, this is probably the only time in the history of Air Force One where it goes into a country, lands, and you don't have the appropriate officials to greet, right? I really believe that. And then you're talking about a long history. But then, yesterday, they won't give them stairs to get off the plane.
You gotta be kidding. You know, see, this is amazing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.